Hello, and welcome to this week's video about the case study, China's exchange rate regime. In this week's video, Luke will be discussing what is going on with China's exchange rates and why China is using a managed float system. Next, Jay will be discussing what we thought the highlights of the video produced by our colleagues were. Lastly, Savannah will talk about some improvements this group could work on for future presentations. Enjoy!
My name is Luke Barrett, and today I'm going to be providing a few of the key points and analysis from Team 3's presentation. Team 3 discussed exchange rates in China and their currency. The Chinese currency is the yuan. America has claimed in the past that China manipulates the yuan to make them more money. Traditionally, the yuan was tied to the US dollar as a fixed exchange rate. The Chinese pegged the yuan to the USD to prevent them from falling even further into debt with a United States company. In 2005, China switched to a managed float system. This allowed them to float their rates in a certain range depending on other countries. Another option they discussed was the free floating system, but they chose not to use this type of exchange rate because there was a lot of negatives that was associated with it. Evidence of foul play has decreased in recent years, mostly because of an economic downturn. If those foul play claims had continued, the United States and the European Union could have responded by implementing stricter tariffs and more trade laws to limit these actions. The International Monetary Fund and World Trade Organization also could have gotten involved to further investigate these claims. And also, China would be liable if they had been manipulating the yuan in a way that was fraudulent. To completely escape this issue altogether, one could limit cheap exports coming from China. But as connected as our economies are, this could be dangerous for more than just China. So, for many years, it has been suggested that China manipulated the yuan to make them more money on international trade. This case discussed how they attempted to find a system that made them the most money, which, as a future business person, I see their desire to do so. But it's also important to be honest and be fair. In recent years, the yuan has appreciated, which eased the rumors of foul play. This could have also happened because of President Trump's stricter policies. The best way to limit foul play, in my opinion, is to eliminate all trade with China because there's always the possibility of it being there. But in recent years, we have seen that the suspicion of foul play has greatly reduced. China has done a very good job creating cheap products and being able to export them all over the globe, so I cannot blame them for trying to find a way that makes them more profitable and more stable throughout the years. Thank you.
Hi. I'm Jay, and I'm here to highlight the best aspects of your case study. Firstly, your introduction was very strong, and I also appreciated your thorough explanation of how we got here. It is important to set up a solid background, and you guys did great. Next, you had a very clear explanation of the risk and benefits of moving their exchange rate from fixed to floating, making it easy to understand. I especially like how you ended that segment when you said that they needed to be careful because all eyes are on them. It really showed how important and connected this issue is. Plus, I appreciate your connection to current politics. It really nailed down how current this topic is. Additionally, you had a very clear coverage of the stances that the United States and the EU should take, showing how this impacts more than just China. It's a big deal. As a final note, I really appreciated your reference page. It was very academically professional, and how your design was clean and professional, but not dull. Of course, as with any project, some improvements could be made. I'll let Savannah explain.
Hi, my name is Savannah, and I'm going to discuss what could have been improved in Group 3's presentation. So we first noticed there are some sound level inconsistencies where sometimes the sound levels would fluctuate. There were also some font and sizing that looked inconsistent, and there were a couple of times where there were some minor hiccups like pausing and ums and saying the wrong thing and backtracking. So some more practice would help, but overall it was easy to understand and did not affect the quality. Sometimes, not every time, the team would say some terms like yuan as a question by raising their voice, which made it seem like they were not positive they're pronouncing it right. So that also goes along with some more practicing. There are also some inconsistencies in the audio formats because some were manual where we had to click on the box to get the information to play, and some would automatically play. So this was a little distracting. It could take the audience's attention away from the content while they were confused. Team 3 overall did a great job. As Jay mentioned, they still had an informative presentation with a lot of background information that helps the audience understand the key points.
To conclude our colleague's presentation about the case study of China's exchange market, we see how there is a fear of China manipulating exchange rates and why they switched to a floating exchange rate. Some of the highlights our group thought stood out the most were that they had a strong introduction and the overall design of the project looked great. Some improvements for the future projects would be keeping consistent text fonts and to practice more in front of a camera. Overall, the video was done very nicely. Thank you for watching.